All right. So here we go for another shave. Friday morning shave. Just got out of work. Just got done doing some cleanup around the house. Had some breakfast. Now it's time to get this shaven. Going to be using my scent of the day, which was Jungle Warrior from Noble Otter, as well as Australian Private Reserve. It's got this cool label with kind of like a gold foil undertone that shows the APR. Really badass labels. That's one thing I think Noble Otter is pretty much known for, is their badass labels, as well as pretty unique scents, and as well as a pretty damn top tier soap base. So they got quite the accolades here. So I expect a good shave. So this is a green scent, but it's kind of a spicy, darker green scent. So it's definitely like a vetiver, like a spicy vetiver, a little bit darker, warmer. I really like it. It's a good one. I don't have a whole hell of a lot of green scents. I think early on there was something about it that maybe I thought it smelled a little bit more mature, but I came around. I'm actually trying to get more green scents in the den now. Yeah, that's so good. So Noble Otter, Jungle Warrior, in collaboration with Australian Private Reserve. Got some smashed into the shave bowl there and spread out nicely. I'm going to be using my Grizzly Bay brush today with the Strike Gold Shave Hair Force 1 knot. Make a big mess everywhere. Got some nice jelly tips going on. Very nice. Alright. And then I'll be using my North Shore Razors custom Schick Injector here. This thing is the real deal. I love the black and red. And shout out to Eric Duckfat on Instagram. He's the one that gave me the heads up. He knows red and black's my color scheme, and he messaged me and he said, "Hey, you need to check out North Shore. They have a new Schick Injector up." I shot to the site and immediately bought it. Immediate. I didn't wait. I didn't know if I was going to be, fighting for it with other people, but it was a one-of-a-kind razor, and is right up my alley. Plus, I love Schick Injectors. They're my favorite style of razors to use. So I had to go for it. I was all over it. Alright, this is opening up pretty nicely. It probably has a 5 or 6 out of 10 scent strength. Definitely off the tub, as well as when it's being lathered. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Noble Otter's base can take a pretty fair amount of water. Nothing to be scared of there. Gotta make sure I'm getting it off the walls. That's one thing. This bowl is awesome because it has all these ridges, and it really helps beat up a good lather. But you gotta kind of work every angle. Because of the amount of ridges, you got to kind of work every angle to make sure you're getting all the soap out of there. Which, once you know what's going on, it's not that hard to do at all. Add a little bit more water. Kind of waiting for that glossy sheen to kind of show itself. Right now it's got a good amount of volume. I'm just waiting for that little bit of shine to show on the soap. Once the soap kind of gets that little glossy character to it, that's when I know it's got some hydration going on. And I think if my soap can get it, I think you can see it's got that glossy sheen. Now, I might put more water in it once it gets on the face. That's yet to be determined. That's kind of like the last check before we get going. It's kind of like the face feel. I do the majority of the work in the bowl, and then we leave it up to face feel for that last little bit. Just to make sure that it's up to snuff. One thing about having it in the bowl is you could get it pretty damn close to finish before you even take it to the face. Sometimes I get it dead on. But every now and then I get it on the face and I say, alright, I need to dab more water. And that's fine. I'm not trying to impress anybody. Just kind of working it into the whiskers here before I smooth it out and we'll get going. In this case, I think I have the hydration pretty dialed in. It feels good, feels dense, feels slick. I can see the shine, and we're gonna give it a go. Noble Otter's base is a damn good base, so I'm not worried about that underperforming. Now, in this collaboration, they utilized Noble Otter's soap base and Australian Private Reserve configured the scent because they are a perfumer as well. And I should say a pretty damn good one from what I've came across. If you're wondering, I'm drinking the Lucille IPA from Georgetown Brewery in Seattle, Washington. Pretty damn good. Alright. I believe this blade has at least a couple shaves on it. It's just one of the Supply razors. Their home brand blades. I found they had the largest clip of blades, so that's what I went with when I first got into injector shaving. I believe they had a 20 round clip of blades, and I have no problem with them at all. I think they perform just fine. And the Supply razor is on my list. It's been on my radar for a while. I think it's a good looking razor, but at the same time, I feel like the looks are the only reason I haven't pulled the trigger on it. Its price is pretty fair, from what I understand. It's like getting a Rockwell 6S or something. So it's pretty comparable to that in price. I think it's right around $100 if I'm getting that right. I think it looks okay, but at the same time, I don't feel like it has enough flash either. It doesn't have enough character. I don't know. I'll probably get it eventually. That's just my inner bougie coming out. Wow. Wow. Soap base is kicking ass. Get some skin stretching in. Probably cut myself by looking at the phone again, like I did last time. Trying to give you guys a better view. I ended up nicking myself. That's alright though. Those little mistakes like that, we all know they don't hang around long. It's not like I'm digging the blade into my skin or anything. Most of the time when something like that happens, it's taking off a blemish or something. Maybe apply just a hair too much pressure, but it's not a long-lasting cut. It's something that, with a little bit of aftershave, will go away almost immediately. All right, let me add a little bit more moisture. We'll lather up for pass 2. So I got a couple Noble Otter scents, and I got a couple more that I definitely have interest in, like Orbit. And I have interest in the, I think it's called Hassan or Haman, something like that. It's the upcoming release pretty soon. I definitely have interest in both of those. I know Orbit's been pretty popular, but I never got around to it. I also have interest in Plunder, but not as much as Orbit. I heard that one's pretty polarizing, and Orbit has pretty much been a winner across the board from what I've seen. I think the smoke note in Plunder was the off-putting thing. Smoke can be easily overdone, and a lot of people are sensitive to it. So, if I was a betting man, I would bet that smoke note is the center of people's problem with that scent. Damn. And I just got one hell of a lather today. Talk about execution. And this Strike Gold Shave Knot is pretty much my favorite Badger in the den. It's just luxurious, man. It's dense. It's rather large, and it's super pillowy on the face. It's perfect. It's kind of like exactly what you'd ask for, what you'd dream of. All right, pass 2 with the Schick Injector. Now I have 4 Schicks now. And I would say out of those, they're all around the medium efficiency. I feel like they're all very smooth. That's what they all have in common, is that they're very smooth. But I feel like 2 of them are kind of like medium, mild, aggressive, and 2 of them are like medium to efficient or medium to aggressive, in that range. Kind of like in between mid and aggressive. That's where I find them. And I like that because there's a time and a place for each one. This one, I definitely think lands on the medium aggressive side. Although, like I said, it is very smooth. Schicks are very easy to pick up on eBay or even Etsy for under 20 bucks pretty often and in pretty good shape. And even if they look a little rough, sometimes kind of see if it's soap scum, rather than actual, dings or some of the polish being pitted or missing. If it's just soap scum, some warm water and soap will get that right off. You get an old or inexpensive toothbrush. You just get some warm soapy water and you could get that soap scum right off of there. Sometimes you got to kind of look past the imperfections in the photo and think, is this salvageable? Am I getting a good deal because they didn't want to clean it up before they before they chose to sell it. You know, that's what I've kind of found in my experience. Some of them look rough in the picture, but it's just soap scum. And that's the easiest way to restore them, is just get some warm soapy water and an old toothbrush. Now, if there's some of the finish missing, you know, that's a different story. You could, you know, try to polish it. I don't have a whole lot of expertise in that area, but I know there's people out there that have videos on it to help restore some of that finish. All right. I think we got a damn good shave right there. Damn fine shave, I should say. Yeah, that soap worked perfect. Very, very enjoyable. The razor worked good. Of course, the brush. The brush and bowl whipped up a fine lather. Oh yeah. That's just one of those ones, man. That's what you want on a Friday after you clock out and you got the whole evening. That's what you want. You want a good shave to start it off. And in my case, I will definitely be hitting some breweries tonight, hopefully with some friends. We got in Washington State, and specifically the hop capital of the world, my city. We got what's called the Hop Mob event, the Hop Mob Festival. And it's a couple weeks of very hop-forward beers and beer styles. They make double IPAs, triple IPAs, hoppy pale ales, hoppy lagers. They just, during this event, every brewery in the region just smashes out amazing beers showcasing hop character, and it's a hop lover's dream. All right, I think we got it all dried off here. We're gonna hit some of the matching aftershave. There we go. Got it in a nice bottle there with the same top quality label. It's got a nice restrictor on the top. Does its job just fine. Even if you're tilting it entirely inverted, it will still restrict the flow. Noble Otter splashes are good. This one has a pretty nice scent strength, probably 6 or 7. It's not overtaken by alcohol or anything like that. Yeah, it does have alcohol. It's an alcohol splash. But it does have some skin food in there. I'm gonna get a little bit more on the cheeks and then put a little bit kind of on my wrist, forearm area, because I love this stuff and I kind of wear it around the house like a fragrance. I'll even kind of wipe it into the beard a little bit. The flavor saver. If I can get this damn cap back on. Alright, that's what happens when you have a beer for breakfast, right? Can't get the cap back on. Alright. And then, after I got this soap, and I love the scent, I had to follow up with the matching aftershave. Now, I will say, when it comes to packaging, the shape on the aftershave It's just fine. Nothing to complain about at all. But the labels are noticeably less high quality than the labels on the soap and aftershave. This kind of has a plastic see-through label, and the camera might not pick it up, but on this one, I have 2 Noble Otter EDTs, and they have air bubbles in it. The camera might not pick it up. That's pretty much the only critique I have on Noble Otter's packaging from anything I've got. I've gotten bar soaps from them, soaps, aftershaves, EDTs, or EDPs, I mean. And the only packaging flaw that I've seen in any of their stuff is these labels on the EDPs. They're just prone to air bubbles, I guess. I don't know. Can't seem to get those out on the 2 that I have, and I know a buddy had some as well. But it's not the end of the world. It's the juice that matters. Just kind of a shame the shave of the day photos might pick that up. But I'm just going to be around the house, so I'm just putting one front and center. I did wear this to work today. These, like I said, I have 2 of these Noble Otter EDPs. They have 4 hours of solid projection, I feel, on the top end. Then it becomes a skin scent. And by the end of an 8-hour work shift, it was a very light skin scent, to where I think I would have to be hugging someone, probably. I will say it was complex enough that I would get whiffs of it here and there. You know, you go nose blind, but then good blends will reappear. And you might even pick up different things at different times. And that's what happened with this one. This one is it's a pretty good one, in my opinion. I really enjoy it. And I've put a small dent in it, actually. I wear it to work at least once a week. So, pretty good stuff. That was a great shave. My skin feels pretty good, better than it did before. Probably not the most hydrating. They might be able to improve their aftershave a notch. It's not something that the community's calling for, I don't think. It's definitely a decent aftershave. But I definitely notice a lot of artisans are focusing more on that post-shave. And while this is good, I've tried better. And yeah, you could probably step it up a notch in the future. Definitely not any rush, though. Pretty good as is. Yeah, damn, that was good. All right, I better get out of here. Noble Otter, Australian Private Reserve, Jungle Warrior. I used my North Shore razors, custom Schick Injector with a supply blade in it. Awesome razor. Lancaster bowl. I got my Grizzly Bay handle with the Strike Gold Shave Hair Force 1 Badger Knot. My favorite Badger Knot in my den. And that was it, other than my IPA here. So, have a good one, guys. Have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. And have some good shaves. Peace.